What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Tretch in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Greg Gray, Dope Living TV Live. Let me start off by saying the views that are expressed in this Dope Living TV Live are not the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates or something like that. I'm expressing this Dope Living TV Live are not the views of something. I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? I'm frustrated. Are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. There we go. What's up, Mo B?
What's happening, babe?
I'm chilling, man.
Good to be black and alive.
Yes, sir. Especially on this side of the jail cell.
Yes, sir. This side of jail cell, this side of the dirt. Wait, we good.
But you know what, man? We're gonna have a good show today. Unfortunately, It's a show talking about one of the R&B legends, one of the architects of this music, man. R. Kelly.
Man, you can't deny his talent, but you deny all the other stuff. You cannot deny this man his talent. He is a musical genius,
and there's a lot of people that would choose to deny it. And I'm not sure if given the spectrum of accusations and everything, okay, I understand and I see what's going, but the man got 30 years.
30 years, and Trump's still out. I'm just saying,
I mean, Trump and a whole bunch of other people are still out.
Yeah.
But before we start talking about this, man, look, we want to thank you guys for tuning in each and every day with Dope Living TV. We hope we're doing the job that we set out to do for you guys, and that's to educate, inform, and entertain. And today, like I said, we're going to talk about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly.
Wow.
And his perils. He was found guilty on several charges in New York, and possibly that those 30 years might mean he's staying in jail forever,
For life, yeah.
And the other thing about that, Maurice, is that he still has to face a trial in Chicago.
Damn, yeah. I saw that. I was like, man.
What did we say, 30 plus?
Right? You extradite from one place to the next. Just keep rocking.
At least he'll get a trip from one place to New York to Chicago. Look out the window, hopefully. I don't know. Everybody say what's up to Kevin.
Okay, man.
Hey, what's going on, fam?
What's going on, man?
So, the questions that I put on the post, man, what message does it send to other public figures, man? I mean, does this make them now scrutinize themselves, or should they have been scrutinizing themselves from the jump? You know what I mean? Do we think that he got a fair trial? It's a lot. There's a lot of questions. All right. Jeff says they're making an example of this man. What's good, family?
Hey, what's happening, Jeff?
Can we really say they're making an example of him, or is justice served?
You know what? You got this guy that ran into that theater and shot up the whole theater, and he got less time for killing folk. You know, I there's something going on with the scapegoat. You know, on R. Kelly. Of course, he's human traffic. He was human trafficking supposedly, but you got to remember, R. Kelly is not mentally capable of a lot of things. He doesn't understand a lot of stuff. So he probably thought he was doing good. You know, he thought he was right in his mind.
Living a life,
Well,
right?
well, one of the things you got to understand, and Mo, you guys cited some other cases where justice wasn't served.
Yeah.
You have to realize our legal system was originally created to make sure that we stayed incarcerated as a people. So when you look at the justice system, for anyone that is facing a judge and a jury, justice is just us. So if you're saying what's fair, did he get fair treatment? Put him on the same lines of Weinstein. Did he go to hardcore prison, or did he go to rich people's prison when they get to walk and exercise and have people show up and they live in luxury cells and they have cooks and stuff doing that. I mean, Martha Stewart didn't do hard time; she just did time away from her home.
Yeah.
So when you talk about just us, there's no just us with him. Now, as far as what I know about R. Kelly, and I always say that these become rich people's problems, but for other celebrities and people in positions of influence and power, we all got to be careful. We live in a society that's extremely sensitive. Someone can say that because you didn't give them attention, you gave someone else attention. It's easy for them to say discrimination, sexual harassment, or whatever case may be, and you're guilty until you're proven innocent. And not the other way around. So if you are doing a production and you have minors and it's not a union gig, then you need to have adult supervision there with those children, so that way you don't put yourself in harm's way. And the other thing is, he had videotaped some of the things that were going on. You need someone videotaped to make sure that you can defend yourself in your favor, because everything's based on interpretation and perception. And when you go to the legal system, they put enough charges on you to have at least something to stick so they can put you in jail.
Everybody say what's up to Marcella.
Hey, Marcella.
All right. I'm sorry, Gina.
You're on mute.
Sorry. Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Everything's good, man.
Good.
But yeah, all great points, Kevin. We're gonna dig into this really, 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 really hard, man. So I was looking at something online, okay, and the headlines that come out, R. Kelly sentenced to 30 years for scheme to lure children into sex. R. Kelly, R&B star who long evaded justice, is sentenced to 30 years. R. Kelly will face a second federal trial set for August.
In Chicago.
It's the way that they're putting this out there. He was the worst. Scheme to lure children into sex. Is that what he did?
Einstein, whatever his name is, he was the worst.
Jeffrey.
Yeah, he was the worst.
Yeah, and you see what he did to himself.
Hey, Ella.
I don't think he's even dead. There's no body.
Well, you think they let him go?
There's no funeral. There's no body.
Don't throw no ad.
The guard that's supposed to watch him disappeared. The book that was supposed to have all the evidence disappeared.
Yeah, they're asking about that today.
Wow. And they had money to be able to do it.
Yeah, well, think about hey, Gina, think about this. They're asking about that book because there's some people in there.
Some secrets.
There's some folks with some real big skeletons in their closet in that book. And I bet you our former president is one of them.
And Pat Dorfler says, yeah, and why haven't they released a list of people that went to that island?
Right.
It's just a lot of stuff going on with that. first question I want to ask you guys and everybody out there, is R. Kelly a scapegoat?
He is. I believe he is.
What do you say, Marcella?
I think he is. I believe if he did the crime, he should serve the time. But I also believe those parents who were taking their children over there should be prosecuted as well.
Now that's another point, and I was going to get to that point later. All right,
a neglect charge, right?
R. Kelly is guilty of all. Well, they say he's guilty of all of this. What about the other people in his camp? What about the parents who allowed their child to go with this man, even after he had allegations? They still allowed this man to go.
In Chicago, yeah.
Jeff says, and that's another thing. There are also people who are with R. Kelly as well, and they need to be that as well.
Yeah,
I bet you they will be. Somebody's gonna spill the Kool-Aid here. I'm telling you, somebody's gonna spill the Kool-Aid in the tea.
I think in order to build a case against R. Kelly, someone had to protect their end. Those videotapes came out of someplace.
It's been allegedly that he says allegedly they weren't him. That wasn't him in the video. All right, and back in the day,
something that worked for Donald Trump. I don't know why it didn't work for Donald R. Kelly.
Again, a black man, but
it wasn't me.
And
somebody set up the camera.
Yeah,
and also check the bank accounts of some of those parents.
That's what I said. They just basically sold their kids off to this dude. There ought to be a neglect charge and a few other, they ought to be charged for sexual trafficking as well.
Did they go from not having a lot of money to all of a sudden being able to buy luxury cars and do, a lot of traveling and things of that nature? Start checking some bank accounts as well.
Yeah, and possibly
there's some paper trail.
It was also said that during the trial, this recent trial, R. Kelly didn't say a word. He didn't say anything. And they said it was because he has the Chicago case coming up, and there was a lot he said that related to it. So, was that a good move? I don't know. Do we want to hear from him after his explosion on television? Do we want to hear that again? No. He's been in jail 3 years now, without bail. Without bail, he's been sitting in jail for 3 years without bail.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So he was guilty before he was presumed innocent.
That's right. They put him in jail.
You put him in jail.
They didn't give him no monitors and none of that stuff. They just throw him in jail. And I'm not trying to justify, what he's done.
No, not at all.
I just don't believe it's 30 years worth of done. It's some things that, others, and Kevin, I know you said about, what the others are and what their cultures are, but I understand that he is, without a doubt, I don't think he should be doing no 30 years for what he done. I don't think so. And you got people out there getting out of jail before he even get back into jail. They spend less time.
Well, I think the majority of his sentencing came from what they call racketeering.
Yeah, when here's something funny, he got more time
than murderers,
than the guy that killed George Floyd.
Yep. That is unbelievable.
That's crazy.
We're just talking about this crazy man.
7 to 12 years or something like that.
Yeah.
For murder.
Yep. And same thing with the dude that shot up the movie theater.
If you're 17 years old and cross state lines with a semi-automatic and kill somebody, and you get a party to give you $300,000 and you do no time.
Yeah. That's the goofball that ran to the Black Lives Matter deal.
Yeah.
Are we free? Are we still free?
After last Friday, I mean, this time next year, maybe none of us will be free.
Yes, and that's so
funny. Are we free now?
That is so funny that you say that, Kevin, because the way things are going now and the way things are being overturned, you never know what's going to happen with us. If we cross the street and it's a yellow light and the police see us, man, and we make it across it right at the red
patrol.
Man, look. You never know. But here's something else that I found out that's very interesting as well. His daughter is speaking out now and saying that she's against her mother. Her mother made her do a lot of stuff towards this case, and now she's not gonna have a father. And she's kind of mad about that. But what I saw after that Surviving R. Kelly movie, which I thought really sealed the casket for him.
Put the nail in the casket. Yeah.
His wife, Andrea, she got on YouTube, and was saying, yeah. Y'all can't talk about him because that's my husband. She was basically doing I support him and this and that, but he shouldn't have did what he did. I support him. She was smiling and grinning and all that stuff, man. I'm like, this whole thing is just so crazy. Look, yes, I've interviewed him before and I've hung out with him before. Does he loves women? Crystal clear, he loves women. But the question still is, and only him and God knows. Well, no, him and God and all the people that was handling him know. Did he really take young girls across state lines to have sex with them? Because that's what's at stake here. Did he take them to have sex? Now here's another thing. It's so many avenues with this situation. So back then when it first came out, everybody was on the cancel culture. They were saying, let's not listen to R. Kelly's music and this and that. Unmistakably, he's had some of the best music in R&B history.
In a lot of generations,
All right. Now, I saw a reporter saying that she was on Pandora or something, and an R. Kelly song came on, and she skipped it. Is that where we're at now? We're not gonna listen to his music now? Is that because we listen to his music? Does that mean that we're supporting him? We listen to a lot of other people's music.
What DL here you say? We listen to what Star Spangled Banner and all of that.
Yeah. Well, now you just opened up another box.
Since you said the Star Spangled Banner, does everyone know that there is a missing verse of the Star Spangled Banner? Is by far the most racist verse of anything.
That's like
just heard about that yesterday. Just discovered that yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
unbelievable.
Stuff is coming out, y'all. Stuff is coming out.
We can talk about that with the documentary too.
Yeah. Take a knee, Colin Kaepernick, because he heard the whole song.
Yeah.
So I've been talking to different people today about this. And one person said at home they'll listen to it pretty much, but out in public,
no,
they feel some type of way. Stepping music, it's not hurting him. Is what is it doing if you listen to?
Well,
the music? It depends on some music. I was told it's kind of like insinuating the things that he's done.
And then people say that now, of course. They're going to say that now. They didn't say it back then when he made it.
Well,
or did they know?
Think about this. The reason why they want to cancel his music is because he gets residuals off of his music every time it's played.
I mean, it broke right now
economically. And the thing is, wait, let me finish. How many white entertainers have beaten their wives? JoJo Starbuck. And every Super Bowl or Sunday, we praise a man that's been married to JoJo Starbuck, and it's publicly known he abused his wife. I don't need to mention his name. You can Google it. Then you can go on and say, some of our most famous baseball players that we talk about history were racist, alcoholics, druggies, and whatever. But we still, we make movies, Field of Dreams, and showcase them and
like the All Americans or something.
Okay,
let me finish, Morris.
Go ahead.
So in the event that we get caught up in the legal system, doesn't mean all the work we did before was bad. and we can't cancel it. And that's something we need to stop doing because we feel a certain type of way. We can't organize and says never, never, ever, whatever, because we're still dictating our biases and erasing our musical history, our literary history, our historical history, our personal history. We gotta let people decide for themselves. If you don't want to listen, just like I don't listen to music that has words that discourage deflame our race and people, whatever. It's a choice, but I don't say don't play it.
Right.
We have a
You know
right.
what?
But
Go ahead.
okay, so you said residuals. So we know there are going to be civil lawsuits coming behind this.
Yes.
So residuals, I'm sure he spent a lot of his money, if not the majority of it,
He
on his
has no money.
He's
right,
broke.
right. So with residuals, wouldn't that in there some kind of law where then that would go to the victims
If they use civil, if they do a civil
if they
lawsuit.
do a civil lawsuit, correct?
Yeah, and they want to get
Same,
his
same
So
as
play
if
the music. Play the music. Let them make the money, and so that they get their money. Right?
exactly. See, they wouldn't care then because they're getting money.
It's just so twisted.
it's a yeah.
It's a
It's
big old
twisted.
mess.
And she says, was he wrong? Absolutely, but he still is a very talented artist, and his music is undeniably good.
Yeah.
Ella says we still stepping in the name of love.
There's
Jeff says, I think people are listening to the words with the scope of this trial and the fact that we can now face some hard time. Now, people can't turn the blind eye. They're listening closed and hard to the lyrics.
Yeah,
I
I think so.
How many people that are throwing stones at R. Kelly who are living in glass houses themselves?
Right.
Come on, yeah.
And that's why I'm trying to pick and choose words, because I'm not throwing stones at him. We're discussing it because it's in the news, all right? And we can't say whether or not he is guilty or not.
Not guilty, yeah.
Right. It's not clear. Every time I say it's not clear, I always go like this. I cringe because I don't know. It wasn't something that said, okay, Mr. Kelly, we know that you're guilty. You know
And
what I
again,
mean?
this is years and years and years of victims saying, and I call them victims,
What he done. Yeah.
what he's done.
And it's he said, she said stuff for the most part.
Because that's what it is.
And we have to be careful with that because that's what's wrong with a lot of men and male and females when they're molested and they're raped.
They won't come out.
And because, we have to be very careful what we're saying because they might be looking at this and then we're saying, victims, but we don't know, maybe, maybe not, maybe so. And then you have some people that are being victimized and abused right now. They're like, that's the reason why I won't say anything. And then you have some people that also state that they'll say, why did they wait? Some of them wait so long to say something. A lot of times when you're molested or raped, sometimes you feel guilty. You feel like it's your fault. Then you also have the people that don't listen to you. So then you hold it in. You hold it in. And so then sometimes it's like where you kind of like put it in a little compartment and then something might trigger it years later. And it's like, wow. And it starts coming up and those feelings and then all of that. So no one can say how long you can wait to say something or how you should feel. Me, I was not there. I don't know that he did or did not do it. And that's just something, not just saying us or, just we all as a people need to be careful of some of the things that we say for those who say that they're the victims and just all around.
Well, because of the victims.
Does that take away, and we can always ask this question with any case like this and other cases, does that take away, after you wait so long, does that take away some of the credibility from the victim or the alleged victim?
Well, you have to look at it this way. Bob Dylan, 80-something odd years old, and a lady comes out at 14 years of age and said Bob Dylan raped her. How much of that event do you remember when you're 80 years old?
Probably none of it.
All right. How do you prove that? So it becomes he say, she say, her word against my word. If I don't remember it and you do, am I guilty? It could be consensuous. I mean, you think about it. If you're in the act of making love to someone and she says stop and you continue, it's considered rape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It,
but let me ask you a question. When it's the female that seduces a man because of her position or whatever the case may be, I mean, you think about it. What judge is going to believe,
yeah. That's right.
that you were offended? And I'll give you an example. In the golf club I work at, beautiful. I'm sitting there training a client,
Mm-hmm.
and a lady walks by me and smacks me on my butt. And my client said that's sexual harassment. And I said, really? I said, what judge is going to look at me and look at her and says, are you really offended?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's true.
But if
That
the other
is
way
the truth.
around, she can ruin my life. No one's going to look at me and say, Mac, she's really hot. She can smack me in my butt too.
Hey, you have a
And
bunch
you
of
know
guys
that's probably what will
with your
happen.
booty perked up.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead, hit me.
it's just like on the other hand, is it fair to us as men? Because there are female predators out there.
Oh yeah, they sure are.
It's not fair to anyone to be abused or period, any type of abuse. I don't care if
No,
you're
I
male.
agree, I'm not saying he's innocent. I don't know the facts. I didn't follow
Right.
it. When I first heard about it, the first thing I said was rich folks' business, not mine. It wasn't those things. It's not going to overturn Roe v.
Says,
Wade
says
decision.
the rich man.
Yeah.
Says the rich man.
No, I'm okay. I'm not rich. I'm okay. I'm not rich.
Hey, Brenda says he was wrong, dead wrong. And if he did this stuff, he was wrong, dead wrong if he did this stuff.
If you're wrong, you should pay for it. And it has nothing to do with his color.
Absolutely. One has nothing to do with the other. Well, that's the truth. He definitely makes great music. That has nothing to do with his music. Jeff says, I believe longevity does have the ability to obscure credibility, definitely. And as people, we respond more to the moment than the memories of time past, unless there's deep-rooted trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, man, look, and I guess Gina couldn't hold herself, so she said, "Let me get on here."
Hey, girl.
Hey, Gina, she partying. She got balloons in the background and everything.
She couldn't hold herself. She said, "Let me chime
I
in."
gotta get some of this.
The one thing I'm going to say to any celebrity or anyone that's in the public eye or anyone that has something to lose, if you have a get together, take everyone's phone.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds funny, but he's absolutely right, man.
Yeah.
Okay, because people are waiting for an opportunity to get paid.
Yeah,
they want an opportunity to get paid, and they can catch you doing as a celebrity any little thing. That's why I stay in the house, bro. They catch you doing any little thing, any little thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna film it. They're gonna put it on
TMZ.
Some of them might even put it on TMZ. They'll hold it for themselves and say, "Hey, look, how much will you give me
Hush money
for this footage?" You know, that's crazy. Bree says, "Wow, if a female says no to sex, it has nothing to do with whatever venue he had in mind."
Yeah.
Gina, what's up?
Hey, miss y'all.
Yeah. That's what your mouth say anyway.
Yeah, I had to come back to charge my phone. Oh my gosh, 6 hours out there on the strip in that 105 degrees.
All right, well, thank you, Gina, for being on the show. We don't want to hear all of that.
Yeah, but you know what? I did want to chime in because I look at it in a different way. I look at it like apparently R. Kelly did something because they found him guilty. He did something. The thing that really disturbs me is the amount of time that they're giving him. You know what I'm saying? You basically taking his life away from him. But there's so many other individuals, high status, that have done the exact same thing that never had any time like this.
Mm-mm.
I mean, he basically is going to be in jail the rest of his life.
Yep.
That's what I said.
That's why I think the double standards come in at.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Kevin Spacey's still out there.
And then too,
absolutely, absolutely, he needs to pay for what he's done.
Yes.
But everybody deserves to pay their price and still be able to, come back out and get their life together.
You know, Kevin brought up a good point about those who murdered people.
Yeah.
have less time, are getting less time than he is.
Floyd.
Pardon me? And those people
But you have to think about it. Your time is predicated on the
each person
individual you murder. You'll get more time for a black man murdering a white man than a white man murdering a black man.
Oh, that's without a doubt. Yeah.
True.
So Angie says they are making an example of him. And Ella says, just my opinion, I think it had to do with the amount of victims.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Our mama says, yeah. And Bree Barnett says, yes, he does need to pay for what he did.
Sure.
All right? We're saying that.
I said a fair punishment.
That's what I was going to say. We're saying that he needs to pay for what he did. Absolutely, positively. He needs to pay for what he did. But is this punishment really befitting the crime? We don't know. They don't even know exactly what he did. It's like Kevin said, it's his word against their word. All right. Unfortunate for him, there are 40, 50 other women. Now, same thing happened with Bill Cosby. All right. The difference in that is that Bill Cosby's women were of age.
Yeah.
All of them were of age. And they messed up. The prosecution messed up at some point. So Bill Cosby's free. All right. There's a number of other celebrities that are still walking around. What's that, Kevin?
I'm sorry. If all the victims of Bill Cosby's alleged victims have all been at the same rate, Bill Cosby would still be free.
Yeah.
That's a good point. And
Wait, can you repeat that?
What
did you say?
that got in the jail, the one that got him put in jail, she was the ugliest one.
Okay, Greg. What they got to do with it?
If all of
What does
Bill
that have
Cosby's
to do with
victims
anything?
have all been of the same race, this wouldn't be a big issue.
Yeah.
Right.
If they all been black, without a doubt, I don't think it'd have been an issue.
But there, I truly think. Go ahead, Marcia. I'm sorry.
So back to, what about the parents that were serving them up?
She said serving them up. Wow.
That's what it boils down to.
They did.
Real quick, Jeff said court rulings are based on previous cases and rulings that were in that particular state and jurisdiction and county. At least that's what they are supposed to be based on. It's sad that race has a big potential to rule with a lot of these older white judges on these benches. Brenda agrees. She says exactly. But yeah, I mean, Marcella, that's she says that's the way serving them.
I'm sorry, I'm blunt.
Hey, it's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, we know from personal stories on this show, if the justice system wants you guilty, they'll figure out a way to get you guilty.
Yep.
We've had people in here serve time in jail, totally innocent.
Yep.
Yeah.
But where's all the people marching for R. Kelly to release R. Kelly? Nobody's have to march for R. Kelly.
It's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I don't know. See, he must have done something bad to the wrong person. I'm not talking about none of these women. He must have did something bad to somebody that really, really, really hates this guy, outside of all the 40 some odd women.
Okay.
But that's just odd that they're just really taking this man's life away. He got 30 years from the New York, and somebody said, well, he'll probably only do 15 of them. Okay, we'll make him do day for day.
Yeah, that's the other thing you look at it. Some of these people may not want to come forward because they may have been at that party too.
Whoa! Now you get to the meat of it.
One of the parties.
Yep.
This guy had a lot of, and I'm gonna tell you, from what I know, as far as his daughter, I mean, he loves his children. He does. I'm sorry, loves his children. I just can't fathom that. And again, views expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Okay, I cannot fathom that every person that got up and said R. Kelly did this, R. Kelly did that. I can't agree that he did all of that. I just can't. He may have done something. Okay, let's talk about Aaliyah. All right, she was 15 years old.
He was married to her.
She was underage, though, wasn't she?
Document said, but the parents knew what was going on.
Yep.
And then they covered it up, and so did her
And then
manager, Uncle Hankerson, covered it up.
Well, there's some
minute.
states, if parents give you permission, you can marry their daughters at
Right.
that. But if you move out of state, you go to jail.
Right.
And
Without them being married and them being underage, yeah.
They were out of the country. Just as true, Greg. The powers that are that be are very much so real. So at that time, he didn't catch a lot of flack from that.
No,
he caught some, but he didn't catch a lot of flack from that. And that to me, if you're going to say something, get them there. 14 years old, 15 years old. You're married to her. They got on and said, well, no, we're just good friends. All right. He was producer, and R. Kelly was in his 20s at that time. They were in the studio together all the time. I mean, you don't know. We don't know exactly what went down, but we do know that there's a lot of people that are saying, yeah, he did it. Yeah, he did it. Trying to cover it up. Now I'm talking about people behind the scenes. Some of his handlers are saying, yeah, he did that. Okay. But just because you're saying, yeah, he did this, and you saw this pattern going on and this and that, you did nothing. And you let it continue. If that's what happened, you let it continue. And as you let it continue, you became complicit.
Well, you became an accessory too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys watch yourselves, all right? Because this might set a precedence for what's going to happen in your lives as well. Those people that were in his camp. And again, I don't wish bad on anyone, all right?
It can happen to anyone. And I will share a story without the names. When I was coaching in high school, there was a young man that dated a young lady all through high school. He was a senior, and she was turning a senior. He was 18. When he turned 18, he had been dating this girl all through high school. The father basically told him if this young man saw his daughter again, he would sue him for rape.
Statutory rape, yeah.
And he had to break up with the young lady.
Well, I'm gonna give you a personal one. My son, my youngest son, has had to endure some crazy stuff. He was in high school, and one of his buddies was 17 and he was 18. They were downtown Nashville. Of course, the little knucklehead in the passenger seat they got pulled over. He was acting a donkey, and he has to endure every bit of this, contributing to a delinquency of a minor every time he goes somewhere.
Wow.
And I'm gonna tell you, man. And there was an incident, even when way back in the day when I was doing my dance show, like making no money, right? Doing a dance show, but it was very popular.
Yeah.
So I guess the theater of reality, people thought that I was balling. All right. So I started a second show called I forgot what it was called, but it was for the kids, 13, 14 and under, so they could dance and do whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't handle any of that show. I basically gave it to someone else. But there was this one particular girl who was always saying, "Hey, Greg is like my father, this and that, this and that." And I'm like, okay, whatever. This girl got pregnant.
Whoa.
She got pregnant. I was accused of that. All right. And I'm proclaiming my innocence. I said, I don't even know her. I didn't touch. I didn't do anything. So finally, they say, okay, well, baby came, and it was a
DNA.
It was a Mexican baby. It was all the way. I didn't need no DNA.
Oh no, there's no African in this one.
No necessarily.
That doesn't prove anything. The way the baby looked, it can go back generations.
Okay, but it was proven at that moment. Okay, that it wasn't. I ain't had nothing to do with it. All right.
She fessed up.
Like Kevin said, it can happen to anybody. Yeah. And again, I'm gonna stress that because Kevin brought that up. We hold parties because as we grow here on DopelivenTV Live and other people that are doing things like this and bigger, we're gonna have get-togethers. We're gonna have parties. Mm-hmm. Check everybody's phone at the door. All right, check them at the door. Nobody can have a phone in here at all. You can't do FaceTime live. You can't call nobody. Okay, I'm sorry, it ain't gonna happen.
Getting outside
just don't do anything you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
How about that?
Well, it's not necessary do what you shouldn't do. It's perception.
Right.
Okay. I got you.
You're gonna look like something that's really not.
Yeah.
Because
look at all the examples we have now. All these examples of what can happen.
You can actually reject someone and end up in court.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
different. Yeah,
one of
that's
the
true.
things that I think that R. Kelly should have been more responsible. If you nothing happened the first time with Aaliyah, nothing the second time. I mean, he was so close to going to jail then that he turned his life around, started church. You got a pastor to help him. That young girl, get away from me. It's like he should have been more responsible after the first time, but even after the second time, to say, you know what, I don't want these young girls around me. I don't want to make this kind of music to that's what I'm about. So,
And does that
better.
does that make them feel like, I'm sorry, Gene, I'm sorry. Does that make them feel like they're untouchable? These celebrities are untouchable. Listen to what the judge said to R. Kelly as she was sentencing him. She said, "You were a person who had great advantages, worldwide fame and celebrity, and untold money. You took advantage of their hopes and dreams, holding teenagers in your house trapped. You were at the top of your organization, racketeering, and you raped and beat them, separated them from their families, and forced them to do unspeakable things." That's really harsh.
What did he say?
Nothing.
His lawyer probably advised him not to say anything.
There was a victim that spoke out at the trial. She said, "You degraded me, humiliated me, and broke my spirit. I wished I would die because of how you degraded me." She recalled an incident when she was forced to perform oral sex on Kelly after you played basketball in a car full of your friends. Do you remember that? She asked him, "Do you remember that?" She said, "You couldn't care less. I avoided your name and your songs and suffocated with fear. What you did left a permanent stain on my life."
That's bad. What was any of his friends witness to that?
She said that she had oral sex at that time in the car with his friends.
Yes, I didn't know all that.
And then she says, what I'm reading says, the victim stopped speaking momentarily when she saw Kelly speaking to one of his attorneys and sarcastically apologized. "I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt your conversation. You are an abuser, shameless, disgusting. I hope you go to jail for the rest of your life. I feel sorry for you." How much of that though is
hype?
Pretend. Just
you
make
also got to say how much of it is the truth.
How much? Yeah, I was going to say too. How much of it is the truth as well? We don't know.
We don't.
We can't. Go ahead, Marius.
This is really hard. I mean, again, I have this deal in my mind about a whole bunch of people doing a whole hell of a lot of worse stuff, and they're walking around, and I just can't get past that part in my head. R. Kelly, of course, he needs to be punished, without a doubt. But just like our viewers are saying, not 30 years worth of punishment.
I had a friend that's in the criminal justice system that texted me, and she did say that more than likely for this case, he will only serve maybe 7 to 10 years of the 30. Now it depends on what happens with Chicago, because I think they'll send them to Chicago. But for this one, she's saying more than likely 7 to 10 versus the 30.
Okay, so what is racketeering, and why would racketeering be relevant in this case?
You don't know, say.
I'm just asking the question.
Good question.
I don't know how it would be relevant in this case.
So I guess because they said he was the head, the judge said he was the head of the organization. Okay.
Yeah, but
okay, so racketeering, dishonest and fraudulent business dealings.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's more. That's trumping what he actually did to a woman, to the women. So they're saying that's worse than having a dishonest and fraudulent business dealings.
Right. So
So
federal
that
crimes.
mhm.
I was just reading
Was he
this.
paying these people?
Federal crimes of racketeering includes bribery, gambling offenses, money laundering, obstructing justice or a criminal investigation, and murder for hire. Where does the racketeering come in this
Well,
particular
aren't they trying to say that he was sex trafficking? This is a form of sex trafficking.
Okay.
That would only apply if he shared those women with his circle of friends.
It's committing or attempting to commit, conspiring to commit, or intentionally aiding,
So are these
coercing, or intimidating another person to commit a specified list of felonies. I don't know where the racketeering comes into play here.
So is
racketeering would be any illegal act.
So are they saying? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So are they saying that he? So they're not saying it was rape, correct?
Well, yeah, that's part of it.
Okay,
well, sex
so
trafficking will fall under
racketeering. Okay.
Because if he passed any of the girls on to any of his friends or whatever the case may be at a party or whatever, he could have been accused of that. I mean,
he could have been accused of serving up women too. You know.
Yeah, I'm not pretending to be an attorney.
Yeah. I'm just angry. It's not just him, but it's any celebrity, anybody who's lifted themselves, anybody who's putting themselves in a better position in life to even come to this point, to even have a opportunity to be brought down like this. You know, you have everything that people want. People are dreaming of this, and you've set yourself up to have it all taken away.
So you have some people that are saying that he was abused as when he was young, and that's the reason this is happening. Do you guys buy into that? Just because you might have been, raped or molested, then that's the reason why he's doing this.
My parents beat my ass for doing wrong things. I don't beat my kids.
Well, I'm saying rape and molestation.
I'm just saying the difference between what's taught and caught. You know, at some point, if he's that damaged, he should have sought help a long time ago before he got married to his first wife.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff says that's what he was thinking as well, Marcy. Do the full sentence. And it's like it's running the whole trafficking ring. That's what they are implying, it sounds
According to some early activities of racketeering, some of the earliest examples of racketeering include prostitution as well as numbers racket.
That was Al Capone and mob.
Lucky Luciano.
I don't know. All I know is that it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we have to even talk about this. You know, this man has made some of the greatest music. I'm telling you, I even did I did a parody of one of his songs.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep playing it too.
I wrote in one of my books, which I thought it was Seal. I Can Believe I Can Fly is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Seal. And I found
that
out
was a motivating song for a lot of people.
When I published the book, they said, "Do you want to take this out?" I said, "No, I'm speaking the truth. It's one of my favorite songs."
You know what he did does not take away his creativity. And what he, like you said, with the music that he wrote and things of that nature, it doesn't take away from.
There are a lot of musicians, writers, entertainers, whatever, that are drug addicts.
Yeah.
They're making, but we don't hold them to a standard because of their shortcomings. We still celebrate and share stories and quotes and everything else about him. Whatever. I mean, it's a shame that he put himself in this position.
Right.
And if anyone learns any lesson from this, is you need to surround yourself with people that know the power of no, and how to pull you out of a bad situation before.
It's called a friend.
You don't need to hire a bunch of yes people. You need to hire people that said, "Hey, a good idea. Let's leave."
Yeah, hold you accountable.
Yeah.
Whew.
This this is kind of, I mean, it's kind of stirred up. I mean,
It's
like I said,
creepy.
I cannot stop thinking of what these other folks have done and what they're getting away with, and I think about what they just throwed on my boy, and I'm thinking that's just so unfair, and it has to do with the state too that they're in too, as
Yeah.
well.
Has to do with our biases. If you want to know the clear truth, play the videotape from January the 6th. And then if you
Yeah, right.
replace every participant in January 6th with someone that looks like us, it would have been a massacre.
Yeah, they were talking about the White House massacre.
It would have been it'd have been the bloodiest day in history.
Oh yeah, definitely. So do you
Bree says the man is very talented, but he definitely has abused women.
So do you guys think that, okay, so this case is so public. Everything about this case has been put in the public's eye. Do you think, you know how you say sometime when there's a case and they put the they put the jurors up so they can't hear anything about what's happening in the public and all that. Do you think this is going to harm him more in the Chicago case because it's so out there?
Absolutely.
And do you think that's, and I'm just gonna say fair, and I'm not saying fair, you did this, yes, you should, serve time and for your crime and all, but do you think, how do you think that this is gonna affect that?
It's definitely going to affect.
And I have another question. I mean, he's been tried for. Is he going to be tried for the same people or other people that are in Chicago that went through the same
Gotta
thing?
be other people.
It's going to be other people. But see, this is what in Chicago. It's not a racketeering case.
Okay, it's the sexual track.
But see, when you have these type of charges against you, you got to be smart. If you look at, I forget what number president he was when he was running for president, he had open sexual cases against him.
You talking about 45, Trump?
45, and it's just like, something, settle it before he gets to court. If you have the slightest indication that you're guilty, work out something before they put you in jail. And then just stop doing it. Once you get your hand caught in the cookie jar and it's been smacked, learn from the lesson or whatever. Because with alcohol and drugs and whatever, you make stupid decisions. That you have to live with. And I'll say this 100 times. Surround yourself with someone that's got your back that'll get you out of harm's way. Because when you're inebriated, you make poor decisions. You need someone to say it's time to go home.
Yeah. So let me ask this question. All that's being said about R. Kelly, has anybody taken any consideration of his mental state?
I was going to ask that.
You can rape a child or whatever, regardless if you're mentally unstable or whatever. You still have to pay the crime.
Well, and let me ask you this then: do you all think that, of course, he doesn't think that he doesn't think that he's wrong? He doesn't think that he's done anything wrong. He says everything was consensual. Is it consensual just because of because you got some fast ass girls, all right? And I'm not saying this in a mean way. I'm just saying facts, all right?
Yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from any of the victims, the alleged victims. You got some fast ass girls out there, and they say, okay, it's cool. Yeah, come on, daddy. Okay. And in his mind, it's like, okay, it's cool. It's cool. He did a concert where he's, well, let's get off of him. Do you, Belle Biv DeVoe? In one of their lyrics, and Marcy, this wasn't in 2021. One of their lyrics, they said, backstage, underage, adolescent, how you doing? Fine, cutie pie. I like the wild thing. They don't get talked about or investigated because of those lyrics, which are clearly saying, I want an underage girl.
Right.
Now, they didn't then, but now that you put it out there, they will now.
Hey, Mike Bivens, we cool. You already know this, dog. We cool. I wouldn't just say. I'm just saying, man. You didn't write the lyrics, right? Oh yeah, you did rap those, didn't you? My bad, Ray. Anyway, but I'm just saying, there's a lot of lyrics. My son and I were talking about how the lyrics that they use in these rap songs and this and that. He said, Dad, they talking about the same thing with the R&B songs, except they're just doing it smooth.
Didn't they do the same thing with Young Thug with the lyrics?
To use the lyrics against him, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So again, I mean, we're talking about this because it's in the headlines, but bottom line is, man, and Kevin, you said it very well. You gotta check yourself. All right. Check your surroundings, check the people who you hang around.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to a certain level of your career, check the people you hang around. Watch your ethics.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just I'm not going to say I feel bad for R. Kelly, but it's an unfortunate situation. And if Chris was on here, he would probably say the same thing. We both have hung around this guy. We know the guy he has good intentions for a lot of stuff that he does. All right. But unfortunately,
he had nobody looking out for him.
Nobody's looking out for him. And his vice is women.
Yeah.
And again, after we and I'll talk about this after we get through Jeff's moment. How many times has someone been in the club? You come up to a girl, guys, and you immediately ask her how old she is, and she says, "I'm 21, I'm 22, I'm 23," but he's not. All right, let's get to Jeff real quick, and we'll talk about that.
All right, let's redirect, regroup, refocus with our life coach, Jeff Relaford.
Hey, what's up? Life Coach Jeff coming to you real quick. Now, look, this is what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about listening to our children. I watched a very interesting video a few days ago, and I just actually rounded it up today. And it was a girl who was in front of this panel of adults. And she was actually explaining how a lot of times parents just don't want to listen to their kids. Parents don't want to try to have discussions. Parents would rather discipline than try to actually hone in on the issue or the problem. She said she was very privileged and blessed to actually have a mom who would try to actually understand her, where she could actually have good conversations and they could have great dialogue. So what I'm doing today is I'm challenging parents. Listen to your kids. Have and create dialogue with your children, because one of the most amazing things that she said, a lot of parents might not agree with it, but what she actually said was a lot of times parents do not realize the trauma that they actually cause to their children. She said as that child gets older, there's a reason why they don't want to come home. There's a reason why they don't want to be around. Could it be just because maybe you inflicted some type of trauma on that child with how your actions were towards that kid or the words are? So remember, these are your children, not mine. So ask yourself today, am I creating a healthy, safe space, a true healthy, safe space for my child? Or am I trying to run a dictatorship? Ran a little long, but it's all right. Life Coach Jeff coming to you. Remember, talk to your children. Dope Living TV Live, redirect, regroup, refocus. Peace out.
Another gem by the life coach, Jeff Relaford. Redirect, regroup, refocus. Did you all hear that?
No.
That's all I was reading your text, Kevin. I don't know why. Mo, did you hear Jeff?
Yes.
Okay.
I did too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it froze on my end.
Huh.
Okay. Sorry. But yeah, before Jeff came on, we were talking about women who lie about their age, and gets us in trouble as well. I could tell another incident that might incriminate me.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Don't do it.
They talked about that at the Playboy Mansion.
Say what?
They talked about that with the Playboy at the Playboy Mansion, where some of the girls were going in there, saying that they were being told, "Hey, say you're this age," and they were underage.
Get in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just to
and
get
they were
in.
underage.
Yeah.
Backstage, underage, adolescent. How you doing?
No. Mm-mm.
I'm just saying that's what the song says. There was another one too, talking about. Oh well, when R. Kelly used to give those concerts, he would have one of the guys walking around the stage when he first got out there with a big sign saying 18 and older. All right. He's walking across the stage with a big sign saying 18 and older. So his cutoff was supposed to be 18, but how many? If you see a celebrity, a celebrity that sells sex, his songs are sex driven. You want to be around them. How many women are going to say, no, I'm 25, I'm 26, I'm 27. You go to the club, same thing. You're in the VIP section. They come up to you, we're not thinking. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say I get caught up, but you're not thinking all the time. You see all these beautiful women, all right? Now, before when you was just working at the mall mopping floors, wasn't nobody coming at you.
I'm trying to holler at you other than the
You know what I'm
pickup.
saying? You smell like ammonia, But once you get out of that and get to a certain level, and you're on TV and your magazines and all this stuff, and they want to come at you different. So now these 18 and 16 and 17-year-olds, right now, milk does a body good. All right, milk does a body good. So you don't know if they what to say they are. Let's just keep it 100. So how do we ward against that? See, Kevin, you're the sayer of truths today. All right, you're the one with the facts today, with the great advice, man. What would you do? How do people ward against that, or do you, or can you?
I think the easiest way is to know who you are and what you want, and don't put yourself in harm's way. You know what an 18 and 21-year-old girl looks like, and you know that the conversation between a child and a woman are two different conversations. Sometimes you just got to walk away, because all that seems to be pretty ain't good.
But we talked about this yesterday a little bit too. These parents groom these kids.
I've seen that firsthand. I seen 16-year-olds look like 25 years old, stacked,
and talk like them too.
Yep. And these parents groom them because they know what child support and hush money will buy them. I mean,
to get their
anyone that's been in any position of power has been subject to that. Ask Frank Griffin in a happy marriage, and all of a sudden someone wanted to take him down, sent some beautiful lady over there with a camera and whatever into his room, and ruined his career.
Jeff says, look here, they don't have valid IDs with the proper security features with an adult age. You ain't got no reason to say hello to me.
You have so many ways that you can get the fake ID still, even with security.
But see, what people don't realize, when you're in the public eye, as fast as they build you up, they can tear you down. So you've got to be kind to everyone, no matter how old or what position, how late you are, whatever. You got to be kind. I'll tell you, comedian Rhonda Sipes, I saw her in the airport, wouldn't give me the time of day. I said hello to her, and she turned her nose up at me, and I said, if I can trip her, I would. That'd be funny. Danny Glover, I did a celebrity basketball thing with him, and went over because he didn't know me, and I knew him.
Short stuff playing basketball. You're too short.
I'm 5'11". I'm not too short.
No, I'm talking about Danny Glover.
No, he was the celebrity coach, and he shook my hand, and he turned around, looked at me, he says, "Go get me popcorn and a Coke." And I said, "Fuck you, Danny." But and that's just a mindset. You never know who's going to bring you down while you're trying to get up there. So you just got to step up and be polite, and know when to say no, and know when to leave. And say, "Excuse me." I'm going to put myself in that situation. Surround yourself by people that's got your back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jeff says, well, screw it. I'll be like Greg and not go out. I ain't going out no place. Forget it. If I can't bring, hey.
And if you want to be safe, take Marcella with you.
Whoa.
Marcella will run interference like there's no tomorrow. She'll protect her brothers.
Oh
They
yeah,
don't call him. They don't call him Miss Doubtfire for nothing.
whatever.
I'm just saying. But yeah, this is just a case that I guess it's going to be heard. It's going to be educated, and he's going to have to serve some time. A lot of time looks like it. I just wonder how much time he's going to get in Chicago.
So when are they going to do that case? Does he have to serve whatever time first in New York?
They're going
in
6
weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, if you're serving 1 year, 1 day too long, that's 1 year, 1 day too long in your life.
Yeah.
You can't get back. So whatever time he gets, it's time he can't get back, and he's going to look back on that. Hopefully he's able to still produce some music in there.
I'm looking at some of these Facebook comments. One of these says R&B is officially dead.
Oh, hey, you know what? You know what's so crazy about that? That is a very true statement, because since he been incarcerated, it ain't been much you want to listen to anyway.
Right.
And you know what? You just made a comment about, hopefully he'll serve his time and then come out and can make more music and all. Look at O.J. Simpson's case, whereas there was a civil lawsuit and he owed money to the Goldmans, I think were their names, and he didn't have money at that point.
The rest is money.
Now they're suing because of his books and things he's doing now. So if the civil lawsuits come through and he owes so much money to so many people, even, will, get good music, but he'll still, to me, be in the poorhouse.
Well, just to FYI,
Mhm.
no matter how many times they sue OJ, he's never going to be broke because he's got his pension from the NFL. He's always going to get that check every year.
They can't
touch it.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't. Why can't they touch it?
It's his pension.
That's his pension. They can't touch that. Yeah. Here's another comment. It says, "I'm still going to keep bumping R. Kelly music. That's good music. Step in the name of love." But they put this is the picture that came with it.
Right.
Mark.
Bro. That's so.
Oh my God, this is funny, man. And it's some of the opinions of people, man. People love his music. He did what he did, but people love his music. What did Chris say? Said they Steph Curry'd him, gave him 30.
Yeah,
all 3 pointers.
That's just it's amazing, man. So I mean, we could go on and on and on and on, but again, Kevin Spacey's still out.
Yeah,
coming trial.
Donald Trump still walking around.
Trump's still walking around. Look, they even accused Russell Simmons of something.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
Never went to trial.
Yeah, he got enough money. He's got billions.
No, Russell left. He said, "I'm out, dog. I got enough money. I can go anywhere I want to.
Right.
I'm gone." All right.
And that's sad.
He got billions.
Again, don't put yourself in the position.
Yeah. It's easier to get yourself out of a legal matter with an adult than it is when you're facing a charge with a child.
Yeah.
Another comment said 30 years. They threw a whole set of encyclopedias at your boy out there.
And the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
Trump did not get so much as a fine for messing with a woman's private parts, let alone with public attention.
Going around grabbing people.
And talking about it.
Yeah.
It's on videotape. But
that's what you're always going to see.
Yeah. That's what you got to realize. And one thing, he's real good at it. My grandfather said this. He says, if you tell a lie to enough of the right people and they repeat it, sooner or later the lie becomes the truth.
Yeah, most of them.
And he had 50 senators repeating his lie.
He is definitely a professional at that.
He's a master manipulator. He's a puppet master.
Yeah. True. And what's so crazy about it? I thought some of these people would wake up, after a while.
You have people saying that they know he's not telling the truth and they don't care.
Right.
They're like, I'm still back him. I know
because they feel like
That's
representing them. What he's doing, he's screwing them harder than any other.
Yeah. But
He's
see, what
They
what
don't know.
happens
They don't
in
see it.
that case is, just like we have what we consider our reality and what we deal with, they have theirs. Until they are properly educated, the reality doesn't change.
Nope.
And that's a very true statement too, man. You coming with the good ones today, Kev?
Yeah, yes.
Kev, I don't know if he in his feelings or he just saying, "Hey, yo, I'm tired of all of this shit. Let me just comment on all of it. I'm just tired of it."
It's a combination of both.
All the
Hey.
above, right?
So regardless of what happens with R. Kelly, the main question for me is, are we going to stop listening to his music? Or are we just going to say, "The hell with R. Kelly, he's done"? Next.
I had the new dude, he was in it. He said he's going to listen to R. Kelly for 30 days. I said, why 30 days? He said,
You want to know something? Remember the country western singer that they banned? He lost everything for 1 year, and he ended up outselling every single award. What's his name? Milton or something, Walton, last year at the Country Music Awards, and he outsold everyone within
here recently?
No, it was last year.
Yeah,
He said the N word.
Yes,
And
he put N-word in there.
he became richer in 2 weeks than he did his whole entire career.
Yep.
And then this year he comes back and he's got awards back to back, and all those sponsors that turned their back on him,
They're begging.
They're doing a Dave Chappelle for him right now.
That is so crazy, ain't it?
So
but they tell you our country's at as far as race relations is concerned.
Yeah, but the whole thing with everything that we're dealing with now is education. We don't have to stop looking at his music. Just don't go to his parties.
Golly.
Somebody also says here, old Kelly got 30, huh? So what? He about 50, 55 years old?
Oh,
yeah, he might make it. He might make it. He said he'd be 85.
He go for R&B just to the blues.
Hey, he gonna be in there. What did the comedian say? R. Kelly gonna be, the guy that was winning all of the Christmas concerts in there singing Christmas carols.
He gonna bust him.
Win now. It's over. You can't. You all of them awards he was winning, all of the commissary, the candy bars and the soap and stuff. You ain't winning them no more. R. Kelly got you now, bro. Let him go in there and start singing.
He might need a little bit of that soap.
Dang.
Watch out, R. Kelly produce another #1 hit from the jailhouse. He's going to get a bunch of brothers.
Isn't that illegal?
No.
If
he's got access to a computer, he can send all the lyrics.
Because of the internet, he can stream whatever he wants to.
He can send any files he wants to out there, and then he can get somebody in engineering to doctor it up to make it sound good to a beat, and it'll be out.
You didn't see the movie with Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson? Do it in jail. Yeah. Making some good music too.
Yeah.
Byron Patton says, glad you came through. He says, congratulations, R. Kelly, you're in prison.
You know what?
Byron is someone I miss.
Byron
needs help. Byron needs some help.
I should have helped.
Byron needs his own show. Byron needs his own show.
That right there is so
his
funny.
Comedy show.
A show of nothing but comments is what he needs. Yeah. I should have held that for the last one.
Congratulations, R. Kelly, you're in prison.
He spelled urine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He needs help. He needs help. That one right there. That was
which I tell Marianne.
That was pretty funny.
It was funny.
And I can imagine the jokes that are going to be coming.
Oh, you know they're coming through.
Jeff said that man is.
Yes, he is.
You just wait till R. Kelly gets dropped off. How many fans he's going to have? Oh, R. Kelly, R. Kelly, R. Kelly.
Yeah, exactly. He got the jailhouse chicks now.
I asked a friend about that. This again in criminal justice, and I was like, "So, is this the type of person? You know how they say, when you're dealing with someone who's sexually abused young children, this, that, and the other. So now,
They hate
is this
child
one that
rape.
they come after? But she says because they were not necessarily of consenting age, but they were older. She said normally is the ones that they despise are the ones with the younger children. And the ones, wait a minute. And she said, and the ones who, like, they snatch off the streets and, you know, things of that nature.
He's still gonna need some friends in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's definitely gonna need friends.
Well, you know, he's been in there 3 years. He probably got some.
Yeah.
He's been in there 3 years. 3 years, and you haven't been to trial.
All right.
What
did they sell? Did they sell a bail for him?
He's been to trial. He's been in the shower. He's been some places.
Yeah.
Been a lot of places actually.
Man.
So
man. Let me ask you a question.
We ain't got to worry about gas no more, huh?
Jesus, Lord have mercy, Greg. You just went in. You just keep going in. Keep going in. Keep going in.
I'm not gonna go in. Oh, man. Go ahead. What was you gonna say?
No, I'm just thinking about this. You know, it's all of that stuff going on in there. He might enjoy himself. He might have some friends in there now. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that he was in before he went in.
Jeff said this man's singing for some ramen.
Oh.
Well, we know who's going to be winning the prison talent show for the next 30 years.
You guys are so wrong. Look at Kevin, just cracking up.
You know, that urine joke got me. I'm sitting up here thinking
the prison talent show was just as good.
Yeah. That you're in prison. That was good.
That was
good.
Congratulations, R. Kelly. You're in prison.
Before we go, Byron, give us one more, please.
Yeah, please, man.
And again, the views are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Y'all didn't see it at the beginning of the show. I messed that up completely. I know Maurice was there, but I messed that up completely. I didn't even.
It just stopped.
You messed it up.
I did. I said, forget it. Let's just go to the show.
Yeah.
But
he ended up doing like, and then he thought about the second part and said the second part. So, hey, don't feel bad, Greg. I haven't mastered it. So,
hey, somebody says I hate R. Kelly like little kids. He could be out here killing the verses and still dropping music. Who's going to? Somebody says R. Kelly is innocent.
Ooh, who's that?
Male or female? Male or female?
Was a male. He said R. Kelly is innocent, and a response to him was that to you and your family, I get it. That probably wasn't even him peeing on that girl in the video. By the way, you are aware that they are bringing in his abuse he suffered growing up, being molested to his case to lessen his sentence. I'm really sad that this is happening to y'all, but he has to have done something to be in prison all that time. They would be letting him chill at home if they didn't have concrete evidence of him doing something. I really understand it's hard to accept. And you know what? Real quick, touch on that. Okay, so he didn't get bail.
That's the question.
He didn't get bail at all.
Probably because they thought he would flee.
Where the hell he gonna go?
They crazy. His booty's singing "You Saved Me." Yeah, reference on that. But Byron said, should I put this up here?
Oh man.
No, if you gotta ask.
R. Kelly has pissed his life away.
Brian. Oh man. He is a mess. He is a
Ooh, boy. R. Kelly, man, look, dude.
His life away.
I can't say I feel bad for you. I mean, I just wouldn't want to be in your situation.
Yeah.
Not be in. I wouldn't take. I can't take the jokes. Put me in jail. I don't want to hear these jokes, man. God, but you know, we. I guess the moral of the story is know who you are and you know, get some good people around you, okay? Because at any time you could be R. Kelly. No, you can't be R. Kelly. You could be in the same position R. Kelly's in, or even worse.
Yeah.
30 years is too much. But hey, who am I? I'm not a judge. I can play one on TV though. So if anybody got any roles,
if Steve Harvey can do it, I can do it. Shit.
Steve Harvey can't do it though. They just letting him do it. It's not very good. Steve, I don't care. You're not very good. Anyway, get some good advice though. He does get some good advice. But he wrote that book. But so did that guy. He wrote a book too. He gives good advice. All right, Marcel, let's get out of here. Wait a minute. Oh. Byron says Kevin mentioned that he's been in the shower. Those showers were golden.
Oh Lord.
Go ahead, Marcel.
Oh Lord.
Just real quick. I lost that thought, but okay, one other thing then. Parents. I know that's odd for me. Parents.
Please.
Well, I'm just gonna put it out there. For those parents that pretty much served your children up, I hope they come after you too. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Serving. Oh, there she goes. That's serving. Go ahead, Kevin.
Serving your child up, yeah.
I said this at the top of it. This whole conversation is rich people's problems. If you're in a position of power and influence, remember you have a responsibility. Don't abuse your power nor your influence. We have a lot more going on in our society than trying to figure out right or wrong for our Kelly. We need to redirect and refocus and regroup and come together to forcefully beat down our oppressors and take back our rights as human beings.
Without a doubt. I think I don't think R. Kelly got a fair shake as far as his time is concerned. As far as his crime, if he did those things, sure, he needs to do the time. But again, I don't think he got a fair shake, not even close to a fair shake as far as the amount of time he's supposed to be in jail. So that's my comment.
Hey, unmistakably, man, one of the greatest R&B singers of our time. Yes. But unfortunately, got himself in a bit of a pickle and something that he can't get out of. He's already spent 3 years in jail, so his whole career is over. His life is basically over as he knew it. What, as Kevin said, we talked about it. Probably won't talk about it again because there's other things that are going on in the world today that we really need to talk about. I know R. Kelly's pissed.
You guys need to stop.
Better be pissed at than pissed on.
Kelly should have controlled his pee-pee. Says,
Oh man.
And so forth and so on and so on. I know he's angry because he probably thought that something else was going to happen, but he had to go back and face these same guys.
Yeah.
It is what it is, though. Jeff says he has pissed a lot. I'm waiting on the cartoons. Dave Chappelle should come out with it. Anyway, I'm done. We talked about it. All right. Justice is justice. We don't control it. And everybody that's out there trying to do something that's big, make sure that you police yourself. Make sure that you stay within your own limits and don't do anything out of the ordinary. Yeah, getting a bunch of fame and notoriety and money and this and that, it's a different scenario than what you're used to. But stay grounded.
Yep.
Just stay grounded.
Get yourself a Marcella.
Explain.
All you got to do, Kevin, I'm with you on this. Look, guys, all you have to do is do this.
You know what?
Yep. Hey, Marcella protects her brothers. I'm going to tell you, get your Marcella. Marcella don't take any crap. Get that away from my brother.
Make sure they got a funny little middle name or whatever. The level. You got it, and that way you know. You know that she got your back, all right? Definitely. Marcella,
we love you.
Thank you.
You guys love me.
We love you.
They do. You're all right with me.
Negro, you love me too. Hush.
He said the N word.
She said
She called me the old. She called me the old one, the real old one. She said Negro. That's the one with Harriet Tubman and the rest of them.
With that wrap around your head.
All of that. And you know, Jeff, you need to let us know, man, where you got a doily sponsor, dude? What's that? He could be wearing a different one every day on his head.
What do you call that? A what?
A doily.
I thought that. Okay, that's your name for it.
What do you get? What do you call it?
I thought it was a turban thing, kind of like what. I don't know what that is. Like what Nick Cannon wears.
Nick Cannon in 2021, right?
That's a bandana or whatever.
No, that ain't but a bandana. It's too small.
It's the new trend.
That's a snail covering. That's what it is. I don't know what that is on your head, Jeff, but maybe you can come in because I think Jeff got a sponsor, or either just bought a bunch of them, or tore some old underwear up and sewed them together and just put them on his head. I don't know what he did, man. But Jeff,
I don't know. That white one he wears is questionable. It looks like the beginning of what
some pantyhose, right?
When you roll it all the way down.
he said you condom on your head, dude.
Cut it out.
A cloth condom. Them don't work.
I did
dude.
think one of them looked like one. He did it once, and I was like,
oh, okay. I think he's commenting. I don't know. He ain't commenting. He's just laughing. He said you got one of them. Like, remember the movie Booty Call where the lady sent them out to get the rubbers and they came back with the tiger skin?
I will tell you this: if we're traveling as a group and Jeff is going through the security, I ain't standing behind him.
I was gonna say he gonna get pulled over
because you know Jeff is gonna get checked.
He be sitting right there next to me because they always pull me over. That's my name.
Jeff's gonna he's gonna put that accent on. It's gonna be, what are you stopping me for?
I can hear him now. He goes, "Tell him, Kev, my name is Jeff. I thought your name was Hassan.
What are you stopping me for?" I do not understand.
All right. Okay.
I'm sitting here next to Maurice because Maurice always gets pulled. I always get pulled over the airport.
It's the let's go off on Jeff moment. Let's talk about Jeff moment. No, Jeff, those are cool, man. If you got a sponsor, you got a sponsor for those, man.
Let us know. I want to put one on too.
No, hell no. Anyway, because I'm gonna grow my hair back, man. I cut all my hair off, y'all.
I ain't got no hair, so
I cut it all off. I'm gonna grow it right back, though. Give me a month. We're gonna do a show. I'm gonna show y'all the follicles as they come out. It's gonna be slow motion. It's gonna be time lapse.
Oh Lord,
time lapse.
Really?
Yeah, I got that. The camera that I got right now, it can do time lapse. All I can do is stay under the camera for like 3 months, and then speed it up. I can't move though. Just gotta let it.
For 3 months, okay.
3 months, I'll be all right. Anyway, thank you, Facebook. We're gonna see if you get us today.
Yeah.
Let me show Facebook what they did to me. I don't care. I'm good. Real quick, and then we can go.
Keep poking the tiger.
I'm gonna poke it. I'm gonna poke it, dude. I got to, hey, because I don't understand why. Facebook.
Just explain to us, Facebook, what's going on.
That's all I'm saying. Come on, y'all. Really? Y'all
That's today?
Yeah. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Anyway, DopelivenTV Live. We will see you guys tomorrow, all right? Most
Peace.
Definitely. I'm stalling because I lost the outro. Okay, we're out.
Peace.
Out.